Hey guys, so I want to do a quick follow-up to the Squish the Bug because I saw a bunch of questions in there, so I think it's easier just to kind of answer in a video to give you guys a drill to help feel what we're trying to accomplish in the swing. So I'm going to use Jake Knapp on the left here because who doesn't love this guy's golf swing and the power that he generates and how effortless he is when he does it. And one of the keys to Jake's power is he gets well behind the ball. And I'm going to draw a vertical line here. We'll just kind of use rough. We'll use the dot on the bill of his cap, or the top of his cap. Notice how far he is behind the ball here. This is something that terrifies all golfers. I get afraid of it sometimes. And so I actually have a drill that I'm going to share with you that's going to help you get over this fear and help you feel momentum and energy transfer in the golf swing through momentum. Because that's one of the things that when you do it right, it's wild how easy the golf swing feels, but it's really hard to trust it. And you have to get deep behind the ball in order to feel it. So I want to first show you again, Jake, just to show you how far behind the ball he is. And of course, this with the driver, it's obviously a little bit different with the irons, but it's not nearly as different as you think. So getting deep behind the ball is a big part of this quote-unquote squish the bug drill. And of course, I know in baseball they're telling you to not squish the bug because it causes you to hang back. And if you look at the baseball player on the right, the benefit that he has is he's going to have a huge stride. So look at that. I mean, that's a gosh, look how much far. If you just compare that to golf, I mean, his foot was over here, and now he's doubled that length or whatever from where he was. So that's a massive, massive stride that we don't get in golf. Okay, so because of that, of course, in baseball, they're going to get all the way onto that lead foot, and then that right foot's going to be super light or actually even weightless. You can see in this case, it's dragging back behind because he's rotating his torso to create speed, and so his hips are going to kind of actually want to counter rotate, move in the opposite direction. That's why you see the toe moving away from the ball. So we don't have this benefit in golf. Gosh, it would be great if we did, and that's exactly what I want you to do. And that's what I have done a lot lately to get maximum power with minimum effort, is that I actually go back, so focus now on the left side on Jake here, and about this point in the backswing, I try to literally lift my left foot up and balance on the right. And I'm not in a hurry at all when I'm doing this in this drill. I'm trying to get myself behind the ball and get this right side fully loaded up. And by lifting the left foot, it keeps me from rushing the downswing because my foot's not there. So this helps me load up fully behind the ball. And then once I start to get that, plant the left foot back down, that helps me get that energy transfer that allows me to create speed effortlessly. It's such a key thing to get sequencing right and using momentum to help you in your swing to generate power. So lift your foot up, literally lift your lead foot up right about here, or you can lift it earlier. Just make sure you get deep onto that trail side as a trail side dominant player. Get loaded up, let your arms, swing freely to the top. They don't need to be tense at this point. And so you need to get loaded up in there. And then as you start to plant that foot down, that's going to help you start to get your arms to fall at that initial start of the takeaway. If you tend to lose balls out to the right, it's typical that you're getting out in front of the ball. So I want to show you just how far somebody like Jake is still behind the ball at impact. And if you remember the video I did on the power curve, you can very clearly see that arc as he's using that momentum that he loads into the trail side and lets the hips come back and plants that lead foot down, just like you see in the baseball player. So if we rip the baseball player through again, he's going to take, again, a big stride, but he's obviously all of his pressure's on his right foot still, even as he's moving into the lead side, and then it's going to plant, and that's when everything is going to start to trigger. And in the golf swing, we can do the same thing, get that same feel of that loaded up feeling of getting deep onto the right side. Get your foot, remember my old RST necktie drill, get that necktie hanging off the chest over the inside of that knee. And that's kind of the great way to visualize it. If you had a necktie on, obviously can't see the back of his head, but it would be hanging down inside roughly the knee here. You want to keep your head over that knee, but inside of it so that you're not way off balance here. This is a great way to think about the swing, is that you're moving your body over this foot, and then you're going to move this way. So as you see, as he's going to move everything back, his head is still going to stay back This is key. And if you don't get loaded into the trail side to begin with, you're not going to feel anything but quick and rushed. You're going to hang on that left side. That's going to make all these muscles super, super tight. And then you're going to have to fire your arms and everything very, very quickly. But if you're patient and you lift your foot up, literally lift the foot up, and then take a step on the driving range. A small step, doesn't have to be a big one, but right about here, start to take a step, and then let everything start to unwind. And watch if your arms can stay way more relaxed than you realize, and you'll be able to generate way more speed just by getting fully behind the ball. And to lift that foot up helps because it's going to recruit more muscle. So you have to feel this drill. Go to the range, load up on that right side, lift the left foot up in the air, just like kind of like a Happy Gilmore move, but it's a much smaller move. We're just lifting the left foot up. And then as you plant it, make sure that your head stays back. Don't plant on the left side and then drive your head forward. That's going to cause you to lose the ball out to the right because the club face won't be able to square up.